The UConn Huskies entered the Maui Invitational with high expectations, looking to prove that their dominance as two-time defending national champions was no fluke. However, after suffering back-to-back losses, first to Memphis and then a shocking upset by Colorado, the Huskies find themselves facing some serious questions. On Tuesday, UConn was stunned by Colorado's 73-72 win, marking their second consecutive loss at the tournament. The Huskies were in control for much of the game, even holding a 5-point lead with just over 3 minutes left. But as has been the theme of the tournament, UConn couldn't finish, and Colorado capitalized on the Huskies' defensive struggles and foul trouble to mount a late comeback. It wasn't one big mistake, but rather a series of small, critical missteps that cost UConn the game. A missed free throw by Solo Ball, combined with critical fouls from UConn's big men, Samson Johnson and Taurus Reed Jr., allowed Colorado to attack inside. Both Johnson and Reed had already fouled out in the tournament opener against Memphis, leaving UConn's defense vulnerable, especially in the paint. Colorado's Elijah Malone and Andrei Yakimovsky were the beneficiaries, scoring 28 points between them, including the game-winning basket with just 8 seconds remaining. UConn's defense has been a glaring issue in this tournament. Despite impressive offensive stats, such as shooting 48.1% from the field and 38.7% from beyond the arc, the Huskies have been unable to stop their opponents. Colorado shot 62.5% in the second half and made 5 of 9 three-pointers. Memphis had scored 1.34 points per possession in their win over UConn, and Colorado wasn't far behind with 1.237. These are elite offensive numbers, but they highlight just how poor UConn's defense has been. The Huskies' defensive struggles are rooted in two key issues. First, they've been committing too many fouls, 29 against Memphis and 22 against Colorado. Coach Dan Hurley has always emphasized physical defense, but UConn has been undisciplined, leading to too many fouls. This has been particularly problematic for their bigs, who've struggled to challenge shots at the rim without picking up fouls. Their rim protection, a strength last season, has been lacking, and this has been a huge factor in their defensive collapse. Secondly, UConn is still adjusting to new personnel and roles, with key players like Aiden Mahaney, who had struggled defensively, and other newcomers in the lineup. UConn's defense has looked slower than usual. There have been breakdowns in ball screens and individual matchups, and this has allowed opponents to exploit weaknesses in UConn's defense. Despite these issues, UConn's offense remains potent. They're still one of the most efficient teams in the country, averaging over 1.2 points per possession. But unless they can tighten up defensively and stop fouling at such a high rate, they will continue to struggle against top-tier teams. Coach Hurley knows this, and while the Huskies have the talent to bounce back, they need to address these concerns immediately before they spiral into a larger issue. For UConn, the Maui Invitational has been a tough wake-up call. After 2 straight losses, they now face the reality of needing to regroup. With defensive lapses, foul trouble, and the need for better team chemistry, the Huskies have some serious work to do before their next challenge. Whether they can correct these issues will determine how quickly they can return to the elite level they've set in the past 2 seasons. Stay subscribed for more videos.